Don't blame yourself.
Okay, all good now. Hello everyone. Welcome to all of our AnCan people. Hello. Thank you guys for joining us today. It's always so lovely to see your faces. Um, so my days are usually really like slow and like I'm really like, what's the word? Sleepy, but I feel like these classes always help to like perk me up and make me feel a little bit better. So thank you guys for being here. Again, love to see y'all's faces. We're going to be painting a pretty classic acrylic painting today. These are cherry blossoms. So I hope you guys are ready to have fun with this. I'm going to go ahead and go through the supplies list, but it is in the email. And if you're on YouTube, it is going to be in the description. So you can go ahead and look there for the supplies list if you need to. But I'll go ahead and go over it now as well. This painting was inspired by a trip that I had to Pennsylvania maybe like a month ago, maybe like 2 months ago. I don't even remember. But if you've never seen cherry blossoms, they're so magical. There's seriously no better word I can think of to describe the sight of dozens of trees together, dozens of cherry blossom trees, all in completely full bloom. It's just so beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to go out there and see them, totally recommend that. Go see them. This was inspired by one of those pictures that I took from that trip. So hope you guys enjoy it. And we're going to do a sort of a new technique, kind of a new technique. So we're going to be creating an underpainting with this. So basically, for our purposes, underpaintings can get kind of complicated, but we're not about that complicated stuff around here, okay? Underpainting for us is just going to mean that we're going to paint our entire starting background in pink. So I hope you guys have a lot of paint, a lot of pink paint, okay? The whole thing is going to be painted pink, and we're going to be painting everything on top of that, including that blue that you see here. And if you look closely, you'll actually be able to see that you can see a bit of the pink background just kind of poking through. You can see it just ever so slightly between the brush strokes. If I haven't covered and overlapped my brush strokes, you can see them. It is very subtle, but it does give us that kind of vibrancy. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. Okay. So let me go ahead and go over our supplies. Take my face down. All right. So I do have a palette, but if you don't have a palette, that's okay. A paper plate is fine, foam plate, even like wax paper or parchment paper, anything that like won't have the paint dripping through, you should be good. Okay, so it's very messy. Sorry about that. Very messy palette, but I do have a palette here. And I also have my water as well. So nice little water cup here, a napkin. So in the distance, but it's here. I got my napkin nearby. Optional, I don't know if I put it in the supplies list, but if you're using a piece of paper to do this project, you can absolutely take some of the blue masking tape or the blue painter's tape and tape your picture down because it might make it a little bit easier and it'll give you some really nice borders. Here's my practice picture, and I did tape it down and it gives me a nice little border. So you can go ahead and take this time to do that now. Let's
What's
see.
the difference between your practice painting and your demonstrating painting?
Well, the only major difference is that I don't think I use the same kind of pink. Like it's a different, like this one on the original is a more vibrant pink, and then this one is not as vibrant, but still bright. It's still pink.
Well, why? I was wondering because I've been picking pinks to get ready.
Hmm.
But why are you calling that the original and the other one? This you're calling the original?
Hmm. Yeah, because it is the original. Because it's the
I'm gonna take a screenshot though of your
yeah.
both of them, because obviously a pink palette is whatever you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not very creative with that kind of stuff
Can you?
to remember. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Yeah, and actually, that's a really good point. If anybody wants to take a screenshot or take a picture with their camera, feel free to do so. That way, you just have it with you, without having to wait for me to put it on the screen.
And then when you
So,
feel bad because you think you
mhm.
didn't come out like Hannah's picture, you look at the other one and you go, well, it looks like that. That's nice. She did it that way.
Yes, you can. And actually, I like these comparisons because you can see the difference between these paintings because it's you can't really like replicate the exact same painting. It's always going to be different no matter what. So just something to think about. Okay. So while you guys are doing that, I'll go over the colors that we're going to use. So we're going to use acrylic paint. Okay. So we are going to want white. So have that. We're going to want white. Your pink. Get your pink out. I think I'll use this one because I don't think I'd use this one. Maybe I have. I don't know. But get your pink. Make sure there's a good amount. It doesn't need to be full, but make sure there's, at least a good amount in there. So I got that. Blue, of course, because we have a lot of sky. So I've got some blue here. And we will be mixing a lighter blue to create these variations here. And then I do have yellow. We're just going to need a splash of it for the sun, and then a splash of it for optional orange. So if you happen to have orange straight out of the tube, then that's actually even better. That's great. Bring that out. But we can always make orange using these two colors. So that is no big deal. And then also purple. If you happen to have like a whole bottle of purple, then you can go ahead and bring that out. If you don't, that's okay. We can create purple using these two colors as well. So primary colors. And then green. So if you happen to have green right out of the bottle, go ahead and grab that green. I probably shouldn't use this one because this is probably better. So green. And if your green is a little bit too light, we can always take a moment to make it a little bit darker using the blue. And if it's a little bit too dark, the opposite, we can make it a little bit lighter using the yellow. So I do have green. And then we also want some brown and we want some black. So the brown, of course, is for the branches, but the black paint is to make them just a little bit darker. Now, if you already happen to have a dark brown, like maybe a brown that's darker than this one, then maybe that's a little bit better. Then go ahead and use that one. But this one's, in my opinion, pretty light, so I did lighten it. I did darken it up using the black paint. So I'll set that aside. We also want a couple of brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and use this big one. So this one is a flat brush, 3/4 inches. So it doesn't have to be exactly 3/4 inches, something around there. Okay. Something around 3/4 inches. As long as it's flat and it can take you far in the background, you're good. And we don't have to be precise in this class. And then I also want to use a smaller flat brush. So that could be anywhere between this size and this size. So it's a smaller flat brush. So I think this one right here is 1/2 inch. And then this one, I don't even know what the smaller one is, but it is smaller. Um, this point of the small one is to do the background. It's gonna be to do the blues back here. Okay, so one of these will be good. And I'll probably use the bigger of the two. But that's just me. We are also going to want a round brush. So a pointy brush, round brush, whatever you want to call it. So a size 8 or a size 6. I forget which one this is. This might be a size 6. So 8 or 6 should be good. Anything that's around this size does not have to be precise. And then also a smaller one. So a smaller one, maybe like a 2 or 1, something around here. anything that's thinner because that's going to allow you to do the branches. Um, Another little trick though, if you don't have a tiny brush, okay, or if you think your tiny brushes are a little bit too hard for you to use, because that's okay too, if it's too hard, you can actually use a flat brush, one of the smaller flat brushes, and I'll show you how to use it, but you use the thin side of the flat brush. Okay, and that's for later. I'll show you guys later if that's not an option. If you don't have a tiny brush or you don't want to use a tiny brush, I'll show you how to do that. And lots of options here. Did I get everything? I think I got everything. I think. Are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and move my brushes aside. Um, for our very first step, I mentioned that we're going to cover the entire page with pink paint. Let's do it. Now, since I'm using that paper, I would like to put my tape on here. Again, you don't have to, but I've been doing that a lot lately. And I may end up moving it, so we'll see. Any questions before we begin?
Yeah, what's the tape for?
Oh, it's just optional. If you don't
Make it
like your
do it
paper
too.
moving around.
Oh, you're just taping it. Oh, I
Mhm.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just taping it just so it stays still. I see now it's crooked. I don't like that. Yeah, I'll probably just end up taping the two sides because I don't know if I'm going to move it or not.
I have kind of a dumb question.
There's
But
no
you know,
dumb
my
questions.
questions are never dumb.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you. What's your question?
Well, I'm usually not ready with colors, so I was just like, "Should pink, you know?" And so I just picked a bunch of pinks and I put them on my palette, and I put a bunch of pinks and I put them on my palette. And then I looked at your pinks and I'm like, oh, those are different. So they were calling them like crimson. They had all these names,
It
and then
doesn't matter. Pick what you
I,
want.
I think my brain's going to get really confused. Like when, even though you say pink, if you remember, like some were crimson, some were, I don't know, whatever. I got rid of them. I went, oh, they're too pinky. So, or the blue, like, you know how I always ask you, what is a Caribbean blue? What is that sky blue? What kind of blue do you think you're using? Because you're mixing it, right? But
Yeah,
if,
yeah,
if you try to say, like you were like purple or lavendery things, like paradise pink.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I don't,
maybe as you go along, not like all of them, but maybe it's a dumb question, but I know I'm getting confused. Like, how are we gonna do that?
yeah, no, I don't know that I know like the the specific names of different pinks, but what we will be doing is adding white to our pinks, and I know that you have to think
Okay,
about
yeah,
it a
so
little
I
bit
can
different,
go to my
but
palette and add white
hmm
to it,
yeah,
but they're not crimson. Weird.
yeah, they're not. Yeah,
I have all these
I don't think
pinks
it's
and we're not.
crimson. No,
not
not crimson.
Karen, I always feel like whoever makes the paint or the crayons or the whatever, they all come up with their own names for the colors. I mean, I
They
could be
do.
wrong, but
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah,
visual, so even though I see it,
You,
I'm like,
right.
my little guy fell.
what would it look
My little guy fell. Okay, guys. So for this very first part of the project, I recommend actually just taking your paint and just kind of pour it on top. Not a lot. You can always add more, but just a little bit to start. That way you can just get right to it. So I'm going to take my flat brush here and I'll just dip it in my water just to grab a little bit of water. Not really an excessive amount. Going to kind of get a little bit off. Whatever's dripping, you want to get that off. But from here, you can just kind of take it and spread it around. These first two steps, we're going to want them to go lightning fast. We're going to jump right into it. And I say that because we really want to focus our attention on later steps. So these first few things that we do, we're just going to want to go lightning fast. We're just going to jump right into it. So really spread it, really squish your brush. And think of this part as kind of like a warm up, I suppose, because we want to be a little bit more loose with it. That's the idea behind this one. We want to be loose. We don't want to focus on our brush strokes. We want to keep moving, keep going. The moment we focus on our brush strokes is kind of actually the moment we lose control of the painting. I know that that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but I think of it the same way I think about drawing with a pencil, actually, because the moment you draw with a pencil, you are automatically going to fixate on the lines and how the lines look. But it's not that kind of project. So just rush right through painting the whole thing.
So this pink is
Mhm.
going to be an undercoat, but you're actually putting
Mhm.
sort of lavenders or purples or over it. You're not going to.
Later
Are
on, yeah.
any are you going to use that pink in any of your flowers, or you're always going to just dilute them?
This paint, yeah, I will put it in my flowers pretty early on actually, because this is actually a really good segue into our next few steps. So what we're gonna do now is I'll have you guys pour a little bit of your pink paint onto here in a moment, and we'll pour a pink paint and we'll pour a white paint, and we'll create these little patches. So these little, I'm not even going to count how many. All I know is that there's a big patch over here in the corner, and then it's surrounded by a bunch of smaller patches. And these smaller patches, these are our clusters of flowers. So all of these flowers on an actual cherry blossom tree, that's how they grow. They grow in these clusters. And these clusters are on the branch in a few different spots. So this is a very, very abstracted version of that. Okay. So we're going to draw, or not draw, paint a huge cluster here. And then much smaller ones going up here. We're not even going to think about the line right now because that's going to come much later. And whenever we do our clusters or patches, maybe I'll just call them clusters. Whenever we do those clusters, we're going to very very quickly mix up a little bit of a lighter pink. Okay, so
Did
let's
you put your brush
actually.
in the water already?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I think this might be the last and only time we use this big brush. So
Ah,
if you
okay.
wanna, yeah, if you wanna just leave it in there, if you wanna just rinse it and set it aside, you can do that. Because we're actually gonna move on to this one right here, our round brush, our medium-sized round brush. Now, I mentioned earlier that we are going to mix up a little bit of white with our pink. So I'm gonna pour out some white paint, pour out some pink paint. Go. Now, how much white I use, how much pink I use, it's probably going to be around 50-50. It really just depends on you and how dark your pink is. So I'm just going to eyeball it, just kind of take a big old scoop there, take a scoop of white here. Just mix like a medium pink. And we want a lot of this paint. So big scoops, multiple scoops of white. In fact, I'm even going to want more white than that. This is a darker pink than I thought.
And
Oh,
this is the same pink we used for the background, you said.
mm-hmm, you
Okay.
got it. Yeah. So throughout this painting, I'm going to use the same kind of pink throughout. the same pink. And there we go. There's my medium pink. Now, I mentioned earlier that we're going to breeze through these first few portions, okay? Or these first few steps. Because again, we want to save all of our time and energy on some later steps. So once you have your pink, your new mixed pink, you can go ahead and begin. Let's start on the biggest of our little clusters. And I'm just going to kind of swirl it around just like that. Swirl it around. We want it to kind of look like cotton candy.
So
Again, this is
is
very,
that
very
is
abstract.
that going to function? I mean, it looks like a lot because you're saying all those spots. So
Mm-hmm.
is that going to kind of function as another under pink?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good way to see it. It is like another little under layer. It's like a base layer. We want it to look like cotton candy. It looks very fluffy. And in some parts, we can even see that very first original pink underneath it. And that's great.
Oh, because then you're gonna put the blue over it.
Hmm. Yeah, so that blue is going to go all around it. And I'll show you later, but that blue, it's also very quick. It's because we don't want to focus on one spot for too long. Once you're finished with your big old cotton candy, you can move on, maybe do the next ones. We want them to be smaller. Let me move that so you can see this.
Hey, Hannah, what brush are you using again?
Yes, I'm using this one, the round brush.
Thank you.
Mhm. And this one's either size 6 or 8. Now from here, make more of your little fluffs, your little cotton candy fluffs. I am going to save some space somewhere up at the top for my sun. So my sun up here. Some of my little fluff balls are going to be bigger than others. Some of them are going to be pretty small. Well, no, I'm just kidding. We actually don't want super small ones. I take that back. We don't want super small ones. And I say that because it makes it a little bit, I don't know, a little bit harder to move around them with our blue. So let's make them a little bit bigger. I know I'm backtracking on you guys. Make them a little bit bigger. We don't want them small. It is absolutely okay and encouraged actually to squish your brush around. You notice how I'm doing this kind of thing. Squish, flatten, all the adjectives you can think of. Thank you.
I don't think you're going to be able to. I mean, I can't take up everybody's time with this,
Mhm.
but if you find a simple way in your head, you might not. Because I finally got layers, and I thought, oh,
Mhm.
this would be a good painting for layers, but I couldn't make my layers merge. I couldn't make them merge. I couldn't do that.
Oh,
But if I
I
can't do
know
it,
that I've done it in pen up. I just don't remember how I did it.
well, that's the problem. Yeah. So maybe I'll just stay painting over the main thing. But this would be a good project to master the what did you call them? The layers. You know, like now I can get
Yeah,
layers and
yeah.
layers. But then I was like, well, how do I?
I mean, I feel like for this one, you might not want too many layers, at least not for the pink fluffs here. Because we do want, I don't know. Like, it just depends on how you rationalize it.
Well, I just anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just if it pops in your head in the next 2 weeks.
The
Oh,
next
okay.
two.
Here's what I do.
Sounds pretty accurate. Okay, guys. I did mention we're gonna fly through this part, okay? So, I am gonna go ahead and What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm trying to remember what I did the first time around. Oh, yes, that's right. I had actually put my brush down. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and focus on the sky right now. And I do that because whenever we go back to these little fluffs here, we're going to want all of these different variations of pinks. We're going to want those to show up on top of some of that blue. So let's go ahead and put that blue in there first, and then later on we'll focus on the complexities of pinks in these little fluff balls. Okay. Now I mentioned blue, but really we're going to focus on the sky, and we're going to focus on, we're going to first put in the sun using pure white. So that's going to be first pure white, and I'll show you how to do that. I am just going to take my brush and just kind of let it hang out in the water there. Don't need to pay attention to that one yet. We'll put the sun first, and then we're going to jump down here and work on the darkest blue down here. Because if you can see, it moves from dark blue to slowly becoming lighter up here at the top. And these brush strokes are very, very brushy, very, very messy, and I'm going to show you how I put those in. We are going to want to use one of the two other flat brushes. So whether that be the 1/2 inch or the other smaller size that you've got. Now I'm going to do pure white for the sun first. So I'm going to take some of this white paint here. Don't need a whole lot. Now, if you grabbed water from your water cup, that's okay. If you didn't, that's okay too. You can just dive straight in. And I'm going to use the flat edge there to just kind of slowly scrape the white in there, slowly make a circle. And it definitely does not have to be a perfect circle, because we're also going to add that blue all around it. So that blue is going to kind of destabilize it, so to speak. So definitely don't need to make a perfect circle. We just want to get it in there. You don't even need to rinse the brush. I'll show you why in a second. For now, I'm going to put the fan on because it is, I don't know about you guys, but it is like 90 degrees down here in South Texas. You guys okay so far? Okay, good. Now I am going to start to pour out my blue paint. Now your blue paint may be different. I don't even remember if this is the same blue that I used, but we'll see. Doesn't really matter. We'll see. I am going to use this brush to mix up a lighter blue, but it's really just going to be a slightly lighter blue. Every time I move just an inch or so, just a little bit further up the painting in general, I'm going to add a little bit more white to my little pile of paint, so that finally, once I get up here, it's going to be pretty light. However, I'm not going to mix it very well, because as you can see, there's all kinds of blues here. It's very complicated. And I say complicated, really the better word for it would be unmixed, uneven. It's very uneven. I think that's a better word. Unevenly mixed. Now let me go ahead and take my big old blob of blue.
Now to try to wipe.
And let's mix a little bit of white, make it a little lighter. Oh, here comes Kiki. Hi, Kiki. Wanna hang out? Now it's not very unevenly mixed. Don't want you guys to worry about that. Now this is my darkest blue. This is probably as dark as it's gonna get, and it's really not gonna stay this dark for very long. I'm gonna start at the very corner, right down here, and work my way up with these very choppy brush strokes. So right down here, back and forth, back and forth. You see how I'm just kind of moving it back and forth like this? Choppy, 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 choppy. Choppy, choppy, choppy. And I'm not really paying attention to the roundness of my little cotton candies, my little fluff balls. It's going to remain choppy. Chop, 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 chop. Just like that. Okay, we want that very choppy, brushy feel to it. Even when it comes to those spaces immediately around the cotton candy. Okay, now I'm really only going to go that far, and then immediately I'll go back in, maybe grab a little extra blue, but then also let's just mix a little bit extra white. Because I mentioned earlier, it's just going to get a little bit lighter the further up we go, just a little bit lighter. And that's why we have that little bit of white there. Because now I have my blue 2.0, and I can do the exact same thing, starting where I left off, except backtracking and overlapping some where I started. And that's going to be your steps from now on. You're going to start where you left off, and then backtrack and overlap where you came from, and then continue up. So it's kind of 3 steps in one. But once you get the hang of it, you've got it. Start where you left off, backtrack a little bit and overlap, and then continue forward. And I'll repeat that, okay? So right now, I'm moving on up, okay? Always with the choppy brush strokes. Gonna grab a little bit more paint, add a little white to that. A little extra every single time. Start where I left off. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Start where I left off. Backtrack and overlap. And then continue forward. And I know that you guys can see the glare pretty bad here, so let's see if I can pick it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see with that glare. But in doing so, we want to see a lot of those little bits of the pink seeping through. I haven't completely covered it, and that's great. Some brush strokes are thick, so you can't see the pink at all in some spots, but some are pretty thin, so you can see the pink. And we want that variation. We want that kind of choppiness, because that's what makes it more vibrant. Nice. You want to go out? Come on, baby squeak. Get you. Don't want to go out. Okay. Question. Anybody want me to take a look at their picture? Because I'm more than happy to do that, okay? I'm more than happy to repeat myself. Just let me know. Um, it's the same steps the further up you get. Okay. Or the same steps for the entirety of the background. It's a little bit different once we actually focus on the sun, but we're not focusing on the sun right now. It's going to be pretty light once you get to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and verbalize everything. And then you have questions, just feel free to interrupt me, okay? So my blue is just continuing to get lighter and lighter, okay? And that's good. That's what we want. So I'll take my lighter blue and start where I left off. Choppy, choppy brush stroke, start where I left off. And then backtrack a bit, overlap some of it. And I'm even, since we're moving towards this side over here, I'm even gonna stretch these marks to this side as well. The same kind of light blue, I'm stretching it, but I'm still overlapping. And then continue forward with this new blue. Continue on, cover a little bit more, squeezing it in between these little fluff balls. And now it's time to do the same thing, repeat the process. So lightening it up a little bit more. So I'm mixing my white in with it. More white, so it's pretty light. Same kind of steps where I pick it up where I left off, backtrack a little bit and overlap, backtrack, overlap, and then continue forward. If it's looking pretty choppy, you're doing good. And I will have to say, once I always feel a certain way, like in the beginning of a painting, it just looks in the beginning and middle, I should say actually. It's the beginning and middle of a painting. I always feel like it just looks a little funny, but then later on it ends up coming together. Hey Kiki, what you picked up? Thought she wanted to be picked up. I guess not.
Are we going close to the sun or are we kind of staying away from that area?
Yeah, we are getting pretty close to the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's, I'll get there. Are you there already? So now, again, it's very light at this point. At least mine is. Backtracking a little bit. Again, I'm just going to keep verbalizing what's going on. Backtracking and overlapping where I came from. And then moving forward with the new blue after the backtracking. So it's going to be quite light once you get close to the sun. Now I am doing the same thing. Going to make a very light blue. Same thing.
I complain not about you, but I just said, okay, fine. I'm not going to use the layers. I'm going to just paint on it like I used to. And then I accidentally now have been painting on the layers. like, so now I'm like, oh,
Oh, I see what you're
oh,
saying. So you're painting on the
oh.
same
So I
layer.
would complain. Yeah, I'll see. So like, and not only that, they changed the brushes. I cannot believe it.
They changed them again?
They completely changed how you adjust the brushes. It's actually really cool. I'm using a digital, but they actually, you have to pick. Do you want it tapered? Do you want it to look like that? Do you want it to go like each one? And you have to pick each one and go back. I'm like, what? What? So,
Okay.
so I'm
When
really challenged, but I know my painting's going to be beautiful.
you know what? I was doing something on it the other day on pinup, and I kind of noticed that too. And I wasn't sure if it was just me or what.
I
I
was
guess not.
using it not that long ago, so yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't know if it was me or not.
All right, I merged the layers, so I didn't destroy it. And, you know, I was like, "What? I've been painting on another. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
no. Oh
painting on
no.
another layer."
And just so you guys know, I am getting right up to the sun right here. So go ahead and go right up next to it as close as you can. Again, also going to be very choppy, but we are going to go in and we're going to just kind of do something else to it. We'll fix the roundness. But by this point, I've already gotten way up here. And what I'm doing right now is I see that I have some like darker blue that's just kind of squished up here. And I always like to do this where I like squish it and try and get that extra paint that's up there. Because for one, I don't like to waste any paint, but for two, it also gives it more dimension. Like it just makes it a little bit more complicated up here if you go and squish it and give it more texture. Hi, Kiki, what's the matter? She's meowing at me. What you need? What do you need, Kiki? What's the matter, Kiki, Kiki? How is everybody? Everybody okay?
Yeah.
Hannah, did you put more
Uh-huh.
white around the sun intentionally?
More what?
More white around your sun intentionally?
No, that was actually, it looks white, but it's actually this very, very, very light blue.
Okay.
Yeah. We will go in with the pure white in a little bit. But yeah, that's just very, very light blue, all from right here. Yeah, the camera takes away some of the subtleties, I think.
No, 15 pounds.
Oh, the camera takes away
Mm.
15. I thought it adds 15 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Depending on how tall you are
Right.
and what you're wearing. But yeah, I don't really look like that.
I know, it's crazy what, like when you see celebrities and they look so skinny, the camera takes away so much.
Or their chef and fitness trainer.
Yeah, that too. Wish I had a fancy chef and trainer.
Are we
Okay.
washing our blue brush now?
Yeah, if you are finished with the sky, then yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we hadn't rinsed it at all since the very beginning down here. Mm. Okay, guys. Now, since we are focusing on the sky right now, let's go ahead and work on that sun. So I want to show you. So this part right here, I am rinsing my brush, but we are still going to use the same brush that you used for our sky. So we are going to rinse it, but we're going to be using white paint this time, just pure white paint. So rinse it. I'm going to,
Should I go over my white sun because it looks kind of pink? Well, a lot pink.
yeah, go ahead and go over it with more white if it looks
Okay.
very pink.
Oops, I just covered up my entire sign with blue.
The blue, oh, Okay, we'll address it.
Always draw another one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly, in fact, that's exactly what we're gonna do right now. I guess I can start that. So I've rinsed my brush, I've dried it off on my napkin, and I'm gonna take my white paint and just grab a little bit. We don't need a whole lot. And if you need to bring back your sun, then let's go ahead and do that now. So I'll take
You
my,
move that painting down. Some of us are slow. Thank
yeah,
you.
sorry, that's okay. We'll put that there.
But
Okay,
I'm not nervous. That's amazing.
I know.
I'm like, no, this is going to be awesome. I know it.
It's
I'm way behind, but it doesn't matter.
okay.
And I can watch the recording.
I'll take this brush and start again by adding that paint in the middle and starting to swirl it out so that it becomes a little bit bigger. And you're welcome to make your sun bigger if that's what you want. But this way, we're adding more white paint, and that's automatically going to give it more weight on the paper. And again, it shouldn't be perfectly round, okay?
If you
We are
insist.
we are going to be using the same brush to kind of make these little streaks that kind of move outward. So you see how they look a little bit thinner? Well, that's because I used the thin part of the brush. So, sorry, this way. So I use the thin part of the brush. So once you're ready, we can start to kind of round it out like that. Just kind of swipe it around. And you can even go on top of it. We don't want them to be evenly spaced around the sun.
This is white that you're
Yep,
using? Okay.
mm-hmm. Pure white. So the thin part, just kind of swipe it around. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and make these swipes that kind of move in the, like in a radiating direction away. So just kind of swipe just a little bit. They do not need to be big swipes at all. So they're radiating away from the sun. And if some of your paint in the background still happens to be wet, that's even better. Like that's great if you can get some of that that variation, just that little bit of mixing in there. Lucky you. And then once you're finished with the thinner brush strokes that radiate out, and again, we just need a few. Go ahead and grab just a little bit more white. Don't need a ton. But then we can make some of these, just a few thicker brush strokes that also radiate out, but I'm using the thick side of the brush. So kind of wipe using the thick side. And we really only need maybe two or three, and they can look very brushy like these. That's what we call dry brushing. I say two or three, but then I continue to add like five. That's okay. Now, that yellow that I mentioned earlier, we will wait a little bit for that just because some of your blues might still be a little bit wet. And so, I don't know, it might be kind of cool to have some green in the sky, but maybe, I don't know. It's up to you. If you want to add it now, you can, but we're not going to judge you for it. But I'm going to wait so that it dries a little bit more. Okay. And so, with that, once you're finished with those little swipes in the sky, we can finally put this brush down. because now we can focus on the little cotton candy over here. What are you guys doing? Okay.
I got a little excited and scraped the blue off all the way to the pink.
Oh, you scrape the blue off?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Well, excitement. I don't know.
You for the giggle. That's funny.
I love it. I love it.
Hannah, do you want to hear a confession?
Yes.
I wasn't really paying attention and I thought I'd registered, as you know, and I registered like 20 minutes before class.
Yeah, yeah.
I also thought it was watercolors. So
Oh, that's
it's okay.
funny.
I'm sitting here kind of improvising and doing a watercolor, and I'll show you too when it's done.
I
But
am
obviously I
so
can't layer like you guys are layering. I'm doing it a little different order, but it's okay.
I'm so curious about what that looks like. And I'm excited to see it.
Well, you'll see it.
I love that. Let's see if anybody else messaged me. Okay, good. I know Maria had messaged me. Is Maria here?
Did she come? Because she sent me something issues. I thought class was
Oh,
yesterday,
yeah,
and
yeah. She told me, yeah.
I didn't have a chance to get back to her. Said no, it's tomorrow. So I don't know.
Oh,
Like
I hope she.
I can't manage that much of everybody's.
Yeah, no, I get it. Oh no, no, that's right. She sent me a class. I think she's gonna have visitors over today. And that's what she thought it was
Oh,
yesterday
oh, but
though.
thank you for easing my mind. Not
Yeah, yeah, no,
not being a good friend.
I'm glad she messaged me too. She covered her bases. I
No,
know
that's
she
what she
knew.
messaged me. But maybe I don't get text, so maybe.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is the part we wanna spend a good portion of time on, okay? Although I still might have you go a little bit quicker in the beginning, just so you guys can get used to the brush strokes, okay? So we have all kinds of squishy brush strokes in here. And we're going to start off with some of our dark pink. I shouldn't say dark pink. It's the pink straight out of the tube. It's what you did to cover your entire picture with. So pink straight out of the tube. And it's going to look really funny right now, okay, in the beginning stages. But we'll start with that and we'll start to add those taps. And I'm going to call them squishes and taps because it's exactly what they are. We're going to have a good amount of paint on our brush so that our brush strokes look full. They look like they're full and they have a good amount of paint. After we add the paint straight out of the tube, those kinds of taps, then we're going to go and add some lighter pink in there and we're going to squish it together. Okay, so we're going to go back to our round brush. So it's all rinsed and cleaned. I'm wiping it down. We don't want too much water in here. Mostly we want lots of paint. Now I say lots, but I want to be careful with that word because we don't want it to be too thick that it takes forever to dry. And I know that that's kind of the tricky part when it comes to painting. Because yes, I say there's a lot of paint, but you don't want to do too much because we're going to want to put the brush strokes on top of it later. Okay. So I'm going to take the paint straight out of the tube. That's going to be this pile right here. Bring that out. There's a good amount on my brush here. And let's start with one of these like medium size little cotton candy balls. We are going to tap, tap, tap. See that? And when I say tap, I mean like tapping and squishing. You see how the brush is just like flattened? See that? Flattened. We are gonna target the middle section and we'll just leave a little bit of space for all those other lighter pinks to go on the outside.
Hannah, what would you add if your color looks almost exactly the same?
Mm,
Like a
um,
purpley?
we are gonna add the purple. If yours looks almost the same, then actually you're gonna skip ahead and you are instead going to add the really light pink.
Okay.
So even lighter than what you started with. Yeah, so if yours is almost the same, then let's just do the super light for you.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yours, it might look something like that. Something like that. But it's all going to be like mixed up eventually, so it's okay.
So do you think yours is going to come out more pinky than the purple?
Yeah, definitely more pink than anything.
Than your quote original. I mean,
Oh,
the one,
more pink than this one.
yeah,
I'm
like
sorry,
when you
more.
compare, it looks more, that looks like purple. You don't
Oh,
look like you're going for purple, but is it going to be
yeah.
purple? I mean, it doesn't have to be. In
No,
fact,
I'd say it'll probably look more pinky
and yours look
just
more
because of
like
the
cherry. Don't they look like little cherry candies?
good. That means I did something right. It means I did something right.
Well, I didn't say you did anything wrong. There's no wrong in this class, right? Correct?
You're
There's no
right.
wrong in this.
Correct. Now I want to show you what it looks like when you start squishing the paint together. Notice how I'm not doing the big one just yet because I want these guys to still be wet. Okay. So I will go ahead and take that same pink that I made earlier and let's lighten it up. So this is the part that Jamie's on now. We're going to make that even lighter. So super light. And
Hannah, are you
see.
doing the dark pink on every single one of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except every one of them except for the big one.
Okay.
And then yeah, so in the middle, I want to make sure that I can see my brush. Oops, your butt keeps falling out. I still want it to be wet, okay? And if it's not wet by the time you get around to it, that's okay. I'll show you what to do in that case. But once you have your super light pink, you're gonna go in and you're gonna smush it around and inside and outside our little cotton candy. See how it's all messy now? And I didn't mean for it to look like a heart, but it kind of looks like a heart, and I love that. But we want it to be squishy. I'm going to mostly target like the outside, but again, it's going to be outside and inside and all really everywhere. And a lot of my brush strokes are going to overlap, and a lot of my brush strokes are not going to overlap because you can see a lot of space in between. Super, super light, super, super light. Going around and on top of. And we want those brush strokes from the two different types of pinks. We want them to blend. Do that for every single one of these little areas. Get cat hair everywhere. I swear, if anybody buys a painting from me, it's gonna have cat hair in it. It's just hazards of the job.
You have to put like an allergy sign, like when
Honestly,
you
probably.
when you go to buy something, it's always like house, from a house with cats and
You're honestly probably not wrong at all.
I'm
Because there's just no way around it. I swear.
not the one that we want.
Now, if you need to make more paint, like more of that light pink, then go ahead and do so. Um, as I'm moving down to these other ones, I'm gonna want to add more of my regular pink, so the out of the tube pink, because these are getting pretty dry. So I'm just gonna reapply this out of the tube paint. And the fact that it is already mixing in just a little bit with some of my light pink is great. Like that mixture, that jumbling of colors, that's exactly what we want. So I'm targeting again the inside and outside and all around of our little blobs. You want to be able to see those brush strokes. They are beautiful brush strokes. Now, here is my favorite question to ask.
Hmm.
Has anyone done anything creative or super fun in the last month? That's the last time you've logged on?
I got an
Anything
answer for that.
creative? Yeah.
Party Monster here. So my band Sungrazer played a porch fest. There were 30 bands. We were behind the library in the not so secret garden, and we played two originals, two covers, and had the guitarist and singer both do some solos. And then we had an improv at the end, and everybody got an egg shaker in the audience, and we jammed.
Oh, what? Wait, so
Wow,
wait, we got
very
an egg
cool.
shaker? That's so cute.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what kind of music?
It's kind of indie folk rock. We did a cover from
Nice.
Mazzy Star and Linger by the Raspberries.
Oh, awesome.
Really good. Oh my God. That's amazing. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it was.
I love
Good
that.
song choices.
I love that. I know, Mazzy Star. I love Mazzy Star.
Yes.
Um, who else? Who else has anything to share? Oh, there she is. There's the star.
Oh, the cats come in and share.
There's Kiki.
Oh, aw.
Uh, she didn't want to be picked up. Who else is meowing? Who else is there?
I have something to share.
Yeah, Brandy, go ahead.
On my son agreed to do a those paint like it's I guess people do it for date night, but you go like do a couples paint thing.
Yeah,
And so
husbands.
we
Yeah.
made paint and I'll show you. Let's see. Here's our fun. Let's see how I can
Oh,
um there we are.
oh my God.
Run.
So
Oh,
anyway,
so
it's
fun.
cute.
Can you like zoom in on the painting?
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
see
of
what it
course.
is. Oh,
Let's see, there we go.
there it is. That's so fun. How did he
Yeah.
feel?
Awesome.
He actually loved it. And I liked because it was going to be like, you each do your own. So we
Hmm.
smushed ours together and then
Oh,
so we did it collaboratively across. So like we all did the grass and so then we each have one in our own rooms.
oh,
And
That's
yeah,
such a
so it's
good
not like
idea.
mine and his. It's still,
yeah.
yeah, like my crappy flowers are on his side and vice versa. And
So you tag teamed it, like you put some
yeah.
of your touch
Uh-huh.
on it, and then he put some of his on it,
Yeah,
on
like when
yours.
he did a flower, then he put them
Oh,
on both sides. And yeah,
that's so cute. I love that.
it was really great.
I love that. He's such a good sport.
Yes.
So cute. I love that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
Oh man, maybe I should take the
How
kids to
old
do
is
one of
he?
those.
you should. He's 16. So yeah. Yeah, they had it was a Mother's Day thing. They had one family brought like a 3-year-old and a 8-year-old. I mean, it
Oh,
was it was definitely nap time, but it was cute for a bit. But
but then nap time came around. That's funny.
yeah.
I
But
remember having
they're
to.
very skilled at that. Like they had toys in the
Oh,
back and they get it. So
oh,
yeah.
that's
They want the
good.
parents, so they know, right?
Yep.
So anytime you're ready to do the larger one, larger little fluff ball down here, you can go ahead and do that. So I'm not going to concentrate all of my dark paint, my straight out of the tube paint, but it will be for the most part in the middle-ish, ish. But again, I'm not going to concentrate it all in here. I'm just going to kind of spread it out like that. Spread it out. I'm going to get like it's very, very chunky, lots of chunky paint. So definitely want to spread that around. And then you can do the exact same thing where you put your lighter paint in and around and all around. Now we're not finished with this because we still have to add the purple. Oops, I didn't mix that well enough. We've got to add some purple, and we'll probably end up adding more pink to it just to make it a bit more, what's the word? Complex, but we'll do that later. Right now, though, I do want you guys to go in, and if you see any major lumps that look like they might take a while to dry, go ahead and go over those, like maybe just like squish them in, just to kind of get some of that paint into some different spots. Because if it's very, very lumpy, it's going to take forever to dry, and that might be a problem whenever we put our branches on top.
Mm.
So I'm once again putting my light pink all around these little areas. So I'm really mixing everything up. So it's going to be right on top of my dark pink, right on top of my blues up here. Really squishing it around. And I think that's just like the fun thing about paintings like this. I used to
Yeah.
teach I used to teach stuff like this all the time. Whenever I did teach those same types of like places that you went to, Brandy,
Hmm.
the paint and sip studios, like we used to do
Oh
this kind
yeah.
of stuff all the time, and it's just
How
so
long was the
fun.
class for?
Those classes were about the same, about an hour and a
Yeah.
half to 2 hours. Yeah.
I'm so behind. I'm like, people can create that much. I guess they can't really pay attention for a whole lot longer.
Well, the thing is, thing is about those classes is that people know that they can bring in whatever kind of beverages they want. So sometimes that really loosens people up. So,
Yeah.
and with those, we would paint on larger canvases, like the 16 inches by 20 inches. And that was just kind of the standard back then, but I do think that was too big.
Yeah, Lincoln and I opted for something. I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
seems like a lot to cover.
Yeah. Like I remember just like I'd have to rush people because
Yeah.
I'm only paid for a certain amount of hours, as much as I
Hmm.
would like for people to finish their
And
paintings,
you can't,
just
most people can't. I can do it after class. I could spend hours, but most people
mhm.
can't. Because I'm home, I
Yeah,
could do that, but most people can't focus for that long.
yeah, exactly. Or it's just hard to paint at home, or you just don't have the same kind of paints,
Yeah, no, I mean, even in something like that, like I used to host an open mic, and I really tried to keep it to an hour and a half, and then people go, oh, but I want to do something. And like, after 90, an hour and a half, after like, I can't do the math anymore, but after like 15 more minutes, no,
Hmm.
it's like they're gone, they just, we're
Hmm.
done. And then you kind of lose the flavor for the whole event. So yeah, people can't focus that long in that kind
Yeah, no,
of thing.
that is true too, especially when you're like, especially when there are kids in class too. That's harder.
When there's what?
Kids in class.
Hmm.
Oh, oh yeah.
So I am actually going to take this moment. While our paint is still pretty wet for the most part, let's add some of that purple. Okay. So I'm not going to rinse my brush. It still has the light pink in it, but no matter what kind of pink you have, that's okay. Um, I am going to take my regular pink and I'm going to come over here to my blue And just a little bit of blue should go a long way. Now, if you happen to have purple straight out of the tube, then you can absolutely use that purple. If it's super dark, however, then if I were you, I would lighten it up with some white paint or some pink, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But here is my purple. So it's a good shade of purple. It's not very dark, but it's not very light either. Somewhere in between.
My brush always gets so loaded with paint. Yours is not.
I sometimes like to just kind of twirl it around, but then also I
Yeah.
can like scrape it off as well, like on the side here.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. Oof. Technique, you has it.
It's okay. This is the kind of painting that kind of like you want to have it kind of loaded too. But I am going to go ahead and like once you have your purple, you can actually double dip in your regular pink, your straight out of the tube pink. See how I have both of those colors on my brush at the same time? And then once you've got your double dipped, then start off in the darker portion of your painting and tap, tap, tap. I would say like spread those taps around. They don't have to all be clustered in the same area either. You can kind of spread them apart if you want. And then every time you go in to refill using that same method where you grab your purple first and then your pink right on top of that. So tap, tap, tap. I say tap, but really I mean like tap and squish. It's very, very technical here at this point. So I'm gonna spread it around because at least I don't want it to be like concentrated too much on one spot. I started off in my smaller little clusters, but now I'm gonna move on to this big area. Same thing, starting off on my darker spots and then just kind of moving it around from there. Double dipping every single time I grab my paint. There we go. Now, I absolutely love this purple, so I tend to go overboard, so I'm going to stop myself before it goes too far. And then rinse my brush. Finally. You do want to give that a moment to just dry a little bit. It's not going to completely dry, but that's okay.
I'm like
Mhm.
so totally behind. I was taking snapshots. I mean, it's okay because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm not like frustrated behind.
Hmm.
I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
we're being deliberate. Okay. So I do have a question. And under that big fat corner, pink flower, cotton candy with everything that's in there, is there
Mhm.
blue under there?
Yes, there is blue. We'll get to that. Because
There's blue under there. Oh, but
oh,
how do
well,
you know
here,
what I mean? Like, are you
like
going to
right
add
here.
the blue later?
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Oh,
did.
okay. Because
So,
I'm still in the blue moon, but that's okay.
yeah, no, I had realized later on that this didn't really seem very, I mean, it's not supposed to be realistic, but I wanted it to be at least a little bit more realistic. So I later on, once some of this dried, I went and I put some of that blue, just like the same types of taps, put that blue inside. And that just kind of breaks up the space.
Okay.
So
I mean,
yes.
it's amazing that I can do. It's amazing that I can do this because I never done it before. It's just amazing, And I added I did the layer and then I merged the layer. I used to do that when I had two layers, but when I put blue over pink,
Hmm.
well, what do you get?
You get purple, right?
And you don't want that. You want blue, right?
Yeah, so that might be where that
So that,
other layer would come
well,
in
that
handy.
so that was a challenge. So so I'm experimenting, but I'm like still, I'm going. It's okay, it's okay. I'm learning. Yeah, I'm like so far behind, but yeah.
Hey, that's
So
good for your brain.
I do a little bit of the I do a little bit of the of a layer, and then I merge it, and then it kind of gets rid of the purple.
This is the first time I've actually been kind of painting along with you. I feel like I'm always behind. Huh,
Yay! Love that.
feels different.
Um, we are gonna add, while this is drying just a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and add some of that yellow up here in the sun. So it's just a small amount. It's really not a lot, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour out just a little bit of this yellow. Don't need a lot. And honestly, I'll probably end up using the excess just for that little tiny bit of orange that you see scattered. It's, I don't know, I felt like it needed a little something other than pink and purple. So this part is optional. Well, I'm sorry, at least like the optional part is adding it to your little um, pink puffs here, but we do want to add it to our sun. So this yellow here, very, very lightened. So I've got my little bit of yellow there, and it's going to pour out some more white paint. We just need a tiny, tiny amount. Like, this is a lot compared to what we're going to do. So I will take my smaller brush. So this is the smaller of the two round brushes. There's another cat hair. I swear it is everywhere. Okay. And then a teensy little bit of yellow. It's going to be very light. Like it's hardly registering. Like you can barely see it on the camera. But there it is. And then we'll just add a few little swipes, like around the sun. Swipes and swipes, swipes. Don't need a whole lot. And then also a few outside of the sun too. We're just kind of mimicking those brush strokes that are already there. So mimicking those outside rings, mimicking some of these longer brush strokes out here. And you can totally add some of them on top or alongside. Don't need a whole lot. It's real easy to add a ton of these brush strokes. The next thing after you do that, I'll give you guys a moment for that, is the branches. I mentioned earlier about these branches that you can use either the tiny brush, so the one that we just used, or you can use a smaller flat brush. So I'll show you how to do both methods. Because I know for some people it's not the easiest using one of these teeny tiny brushes. So I will show you how to use the alternative, which is a small flat brush. If you choose to use the small flat brush, we'll be using the thin side of the brush, thin side to create these lines. So I'll go ahead and grab here it is, my brown. Grab a good amount of brown. Put them both right here. Can always pour out more if I need to. Now, if you happen to have a brown that's already really dark without even adding any black to it, then I encourage you to use that. You're already a step ahead. You can see, I consider that to be still a little light. So that's what this brown is, or that's what this black is for. We're gonna mix it. So I will use my brush and then a tiny bit of black. A little bit should go a long way. We're looking for like dark chocolate. Oh, Karen, I got your message. Building
Oh
fire alarm
no.
went off? Yeah. Okay.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, really. Yeah, get out of there. We will record this, okay? I hope she's gone. Yeah, that's scary. All right, so here it is. No matter which of those brushes you use, start at the bottom. So let me zoom out a little bit.
My brown looks gray now. Hmm.
Really?
Is
Maybe
that
add
just too
more,
much brown?
maybe add more
Hmm.
more brown to it. That's weird.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now I am going to start at the bottom here. And I say that because the branches are always going to be a little bit thicker at the bottom. So I want to just kind of map out my root. So it doesn't matter which one you start with, but I can see that these guys can connect together, these guys can connect together, and then these guys can connect together. So start on one of them. I'll just start on the big one. So you'll take it, and because I'm using a small brush, I can absolutely squish it down. But then once I get further up, I know I want to go this way. Once I get further up, I can start to let up on the pressure as much as you can. It also helps a whole lot if you dip your brush in water and just use a little bit of water. I've just kind of dipped it in the surface. And then I'm just mixing that little bit with it. And that really helps. Notice how I'm also wiggling my brush a little bit.
So we don't have to try and go behind it. We're going to put stuff on
No.
top.
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
it. We're going to put stuff on top.
Okay, good. That seems hard
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to make you do that. Once you're ready for the branches, you can just kind of pick some spots and wiggle it out a little bit. But we do want to connect all of the little puff balls. Connect them to something. Doesn't matter which of your branches, just connect them to some kind of branch.
Oh, underneath or overneath.
Well, we don't have to worry about like underneath just yet, because what we'll do is we'll make our branch on top of everything, but then we're going to go back on top of it and we'll make some little taps to kind of just connect everything.
Bury them, sort of.
Yeah, to bury them.
How am I gonna remember all this? Oh, I'll watch the. I'll
We
watch the.
got the
Because
recording. We got it.
I'm so far behind,
It's okay.
but I'm into it.
We got the recording. It's all good. Now I have that one, so now I can connect these guys right here. So once again, start at the bottom, and I can do it really thick because it's the thicker one. And then wiggle it a little more as I go up. Try and connect the dots. I feel like I'm playing connect the dots. It's nice to have a few random branches here and there. Now I have these guys to connect, so I'll make my third branch. Once again, starting at the bottom, squishing my brush down. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pause and I'm going to show you how to use the other brush if that's what you've got. Sorry about that. I forgot that for a second. So if you happen to be using this flat brush, go ahead and load it on up. And the same idea with the water still applies. So if you need to add some water to make it smoother, you do the same thing with this brush as well. Okay, so now I use the flat side. So again, I'll start on the bottom. And you can squish it down if you want to, and then let up pressure as you move further up, and you need it to be a little bit thinner. But again, it's using that thin side. Now for me,
Are
I
you
just need
gonna? Okay, sorry.
to,
Are you gonna be? I made a mistake, but I think I can make it work. Are you gonna be adding? You're gonna be adding white like you have in the original painting.
yeah, that'll come along with burying these branches. Like we'll have our very, very light colored um, petals or brush strokes on top of that.
I just made a mistake and I have all this white, and I went, well, maybe it'll just stay there.
Yeah, honestly, it can. And I would say this example, it does have a whole lot more white than that other second example I showed you. So it's very, very white down here and over here. But this one,
Oh, that
not
doesn't
so
have. Oh
much.
yeah, I think I'll leave the happy mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it either way. Okay, so these are good. I'm gonna leave these guys alone. Crooked. There we go. Okay, we are almost done, guys. We're getting there. I know that for my East Coast people, it's a little late. Feel free to show your painting now, even though we're still going. You're welcome to show me the painting. And then we will have the recording, okay? But we will keep going, okay? But I just want to throw that out there just in case it's a little late for you guys.
I probably will sign off. So
Yeah,
here's
no
the
worries.
watercolor. It's so hard to
Oh,
see.
yes.
It's
Oh, I'm so excited.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
look
Yeah.
at
great.
that. It's
Wow.
so pretty. Oh my
I don't love the
God.
sun. I feel like that's kindergarten, but that's okay.
It's okay. The
Yeah, it's
flowers are
similar to
just
what you did.
gorgeous.
Thanks. I
Love
put
it.
little freckles like oh with a
Aw.
pin. I have a literally a kid's I think it's washable watercolors. It's just like, grocery store
Aw.
kit. I don't have anything, so
Aw. It's
it's
so good
amusing.
though.
Thank you. This brings me so much joy, Hannah, and everybody.
Aw.
So much.
Thanks for
That's such a
sharing.
fun
I
thing. Yeah.
know. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
We're so
I
glad you
woke
could
up at like
come.
quarter to I think 5:15, so I'm probably going to bed.
Yeah, you go to bed, okay? And if
Yeah.
you need to rewatch it, okay, to finish
It-
it up, which I think you got all the steps though. I think you're good.
yeah. Well, I couldn't,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can't remember. I knew I had to be careful because this watercolor was going to bleed. So I think I did do the pink first, and then the branches, and then the leaves, and then I gently put
Oh,
the blue in or something. I can't remember.
yeah. But that's how
That
you
was,
do it with watercolors. You got it.
yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was fun. Super
Thank you,
fun.
Nikki.
Thank
Love
you. Take
it.
care, you guys. Have a good month.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Yeah.
I love that. Anybody else want to share? Anyone else okay? Okay. All right. So, What are we gonna do now? We already did the yellow. I'm just thinking out loud. We want to let our branches dry a little bit. But we can go ahead and add our leaves. So our leaves here, that's really the same technique that we've been doing, just not as much of it. But it is, again, the same exact technique. So let's go ahead and go back to our round brushes. And if you feel comfortable enough, you can absolutely use the small round brush if you want to, or you can use the same size. So that size 6 or size 8. So I've got some green here. Let's pour that out. If you would like to lighten up your green, you can absolutely add some yellow and or some white and lighten it up that way. I happen to love this kind of green just straight out of the tube, so I'm going to keep it that way. I am, however, going to darken it up just a little bit with my blue. So if you want it to be the opposite, you want it to be a little darker, absolutely add some blue. For now, though, I'm going to keep it straight out of the tube. Load up my brush. And these brush strokes are the same kinds of squishes and taps, except they're much more spread out. They're really just everywhere. So you can absolutely aim for these things or this area out here. I see Karen says, all good. Okay, that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Hope it was a false alarm. Glad to have you back, Karen. Other Karen. Sorry. So keep on going. And you can absolutely overlap some of those branches that are already dried. So like these guys over here, these are dried. So I can overlap that. Throw them around everywhere as much as you want. I'm not going to tell you how many leaves to put in your picture. This is a springtime painting, so I'm going to put a lot. I am going to just kind of watch out for those areas that are really, really wet still. But it's not too bad here. And I am just kind of moving my brush around. Like I don't want them to be all facing the same direction. Put some down here. I really want them to be everywhere. But again, I'm not going to tell you how many to put. I mentioned that I wanted mine to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to mix just a small amount, just kind of set this aside here. Go for a tiny bit of blue, maybe a little bit more than that. That's not bad. There we go. It's just a little bit darker. I didn't want it too much darker. Okay, actually, I think I do want it a little bit darker. Changing my mind here. There we go. I can throw that in here. I can overlap what I've already got. Or I can have it separate. There. We're almost there, guys. Very, very close. In fact, I think the last step is to cover up the branches. So we'll go back to our pink and really light pink. So I'll probably remix this pink right here but then I'll also have another pile of pink that's very, very light. So this medium pink plus super light pink is what we're going to want. And I am going to use my smaller brush. So this one right here. I guess we can go ahead and do that now. It's the same technique that we've been doing, but again, using those two very light pinks, and I'm about to make a super light pink right now. I don't have it yet. And
And
picking and choosing certain spots. Yes.
did you for your I'm just getting to the green now. Did you use your
Mm-hmm.
round brush?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. How's everyone doing?
And you used two different colors of green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I used the green that was straight out of the tube here. And then for me, I also darkened it up with my blue. So that's how I got
Okay.
that dark green. You could do the opposite though. You could also lighten it up. Okay, so that last step is just to take your small brush and let me go ahead and make my very, very light pink. So I'm going to take that pink there. Super, super light. Plus, I also want to create or recreate some of that original pink right here. There we go. And you can start with either one of these pinks. It does not matter which one, because we're going to be layering both of them pretty equally. So pick and choose some spots, preferably the really dry spots of your branch, and tap, tap, tap all over that area. So tap it like on top of the branch, on the side of the branch. Now I'm actually going to make an even lighter pink. Like I'm going to add even more white to this already light pink. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this pink is vastly different. Not only am I going to add it on top of the branch, but I'm also going to spread it out to these little outside areas as well. So kind of sprinkling it outside my little puff cotton candy. Outside and on top of the branch. See that? And you can pretty much tell which ones I'm adding right now because these are vastly different. They're very, very light. But again, it is the same types of brush strokes. If you want to just target those smaller candy, cotton candy little puffs, you can do that. Target those first. And then go down and do the big one.
So that's going to be instead of your white.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of white, it's going to be very, very light pink. There we go. Definitely want to overlap some of these branches because that's the whole point of what we're doing right now is just to overlap those branches. Same thing down here. Although most of my super light pink is going to be concentrated like in the candy cane puff, not always on top of the branch, just because this is a thicker branch. So a lot of that covering up is happening up here. It happens at the top.
I'm sorry, Hannah, you're doing
Mhm,
just a really light pink now.
mhm. Yep, very light pink.
Okay.
Yep, you got it. There we go. Fill that everywhere. Once you're finished with that very, very light pink, you can throw this medium pink on top of it, just wherever it's not really super dry. That way it just kind of blends in. Or maybe if there's a certain spot where you think it's just a little bit too much and it could be, I don't know, like what's the word, blended in a little bit, you could add it to those spots. So there's a very distracting noise outside, taking my brain power away from me.
What is this brain power you speak of?
You're right. Where
Mhm.
did I don't think I had much of that today?
That wasn't on the supply list.
No.
This was a big brain power for you, but in a good way. You know, like, I mean, for you, in terms of, look, you did it. I can't wait to see what everybody did.
Oh,
I'm
so
not even there. I'm still on tap, tap, tap. But,
well,
but,
I've mentioned before that like summertime is not it's my hibernation month, and so I'm in the beginning of my hibernation season right now because I just so tired all the time in the summer.
Does the heat really get to you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
really really gets to me. And it's been like in the 90s here in South Texas and really muggy since it's been raining.
yeah, it's the humidity. It's hot here. Today
Hmm.
I was hot. I have my fan on, but it's really nice. It's
I'm
really nice.
jealous, Karen.
And at a certain point, I was feeling, oh my God, it's so hot. It's so hot. And then I'm like, no, it isn't. It's really nice.
I'm jealous.
We've been in an extreme drought and it's terrible,
Um,
except it's been not humid. I mean, it's not been humid. There's no mosquitoes, but it's terrible for the farmers. And we did just finally today,
Yeah.
it's raining after like, I don't know, months. We were like in a severe drought.
Oh
So I'm
wow.
waiting for the humidity and mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm glad you at least got a little bit of rain because, you need that
It's
at least. Not
it's
fun.
been dire, yeah.
but before
Mm.
you feel good about that, unfortunately, like we did get rain here. I'm California, Northern California, and we did get rain, late rain, which we normally don't. And
Mhm.
it was like, oh, good, finally we got rain, and then we got beautiful sun, and I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have a fire season.
Oh
We have
boy.
so much, what do they call it, fuel?
Mm-hmm.
It looks
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah.
It looks gorgeous, and the sun, there's flowers, but I mean, if everything is just screaming like, here we are, and then what about in October?
Yeah. Like you're singing, here we are. My plants are thriving right now though. They are
Yeah.
loving it.
All right, so I'm
Um
just finishing up with the green. Can you do all the pink
yeah.
talk again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I use the smaller round brush. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Smaller round brush, and I created two kinds of pinks, okay?
Okay.
So I recreated this pink, our main pink that we've been using, but then also a super light pink. So
Okay.
super light right here. So that's lots and lots of white paint mixed with it.
So can I
You
just
can,
ask though,
mhm.
before you get into this, is this your second round of pink, or I'm still on my first round of pink? Is this the kind of pink you're asking about?
Yeah, yeah, this is the second round of pink. This is the one where we can use this pink to cover up the branches. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and you can start with either of these pinks. What you're going to want to do is start to cover up those branches, but then also um, go kind of like around your little puffs and inside, like really just spread it around everywhere, but mostly towards like the outside of the little puffs.
Okay.
And see, like I have them all around here, but they're also overlapping the branches. And then you'll do basically the same thing with the other pink, whichever one you have left, and
Okay.
use this to kind of tame down whatever spots you have that kind of need to sink back into the background if it even needs to happen.
Okay.
So overlap the first set. And then I would say that could be your last step, but um, I know Karen had mentioned seeing this blue inside this larger area here. So if you want to add that blue here, I'm going to make it optional because it looks a little bit funny at first until you wait like a day and then it starts to make sense because that's how it was for me. I was like, what did I do? I put these like blue brush strokes in here and now it doesn't make sense, but I had to like give it a day, okay? And that's why I'm making it optional. But it just kind of allows some of that blue to show through so that it's not such a huge pink blob right here. So for that part, you'll want to take either one of your round brushes. I'll just go back to my medium size round brush because it's a larger area. And you'll take blue mixed in with a little bit of white. Not a whole lot because you don't need to go through like all the motions of what you did out here. Just lighten it up a little bit. And then pick some dry spots and then tap. Tap, tap, tap. Some of these are going to be far apart, some of these are going to be together. And this is supposed to give the impression of little spaces in between your branches and basically the sky that we can see through. So we're not
Yeah, it
going to
does look
be,
pretty dramatic.
it is, yeah. And again, that's why it's optional and that's why it like
Mhm.
took me a whole day to really make sense of it in my head. Because yes, it is dramatic, but see how you feel about it, you know? Or
Yeah.
don't do it at all. It's all right. I'd say that's probably the last step if you even want to include it. It is show and tell time. So anybody who would like to show and tell, please, we would love to see it. I'm going to move my palette to the side. If you would like to show your work, you are more than welcome. Just hold up your picture and I will spotlight it. I'm so happy you did this.
Yeah, this is a great creation, Hannah.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely agreed.
Yay! I'll give you a sneak preview of next week's
Mm.
lesson, or not next week, next month's lesson. Where did it go? This is like one of those rare moments where I actually have it made ahead of time. Now, do I have it readily available to show people? No. I'll get to it.
I can show mine if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, how do I do this without it getting blurred? You gave me a tip last time.
Do you have
Without
a
it getting,
blur set on your background?
Uh, I
I
don't
don't
know.
see the blur.
I'll hold it up and see what happens.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, that's looking
Yeah,
good.
There we
Yeah.
go. I gotta remove mine so I can see yours. Look at that. I love that sun. Just the way you did like the rays of sun. That is so nice. The gradation is so it's very smooth in a really nice way.
All right, thank you.
Love it. Thank you so much.
That
Love you
looks so
Good
guys.
night.
nice. Looks so
Woohoo.
Good
good,
night.
Dan.
Love
Nice
it.
painting.
Preferred
Nice
name
seeing you.
preferred name is Party Monster, even though it's
Party
late on the
monster.
screen. I worked hard for that. All right,
He's a
have a
party
great night,
monster.
everyone. Love you all.
Good
Good
night.
You
night.
too. Bye, Party Monster.
See ya.
Beautiful. I thought I saw another. Let me see. I thought I saw somebody else. Who was it? Although, Jamie, I do see you picking up your picture, so you can go next if
Yeah,
you like.
because I'm probably gonna
Yay!
go to bed soon.
Yeah, that's
East
fair.
Coaster.
Oh, that's so
Oh, the lighting
pretty.
looks weird, but
I love it though. It's just
Love it.
they look so
there we go. How
delicate.
about that? There we go.
Yes. Now we can see more of the brush strokes too, like that.
I like the
You're
light pink.
I know, it looks so delicate. It's so pretty.
Hmm.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
gorgeous. And that background, I'm loving like the brush strokes that I'm seeing, like it's exactly the way it should be.
Thanks.
So
I'm glad I
pretty.
could finally get on.
I know, me
Well,
too.
I actually took a fatigue day, so I slept all day.
I love that. Fatigue
And
day.
then I also woke up at like 5:15 and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna
Oof.
do this. I'm gonna go to class tonight."
Woohoo! Glad to see you, Jamie.
You too. I'm gonna head out, but hope to see you guys
Yes.
again soon.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
Love it. Susie, I see you ready.
Okay. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, there you are, Susie. Okay. Lovely. Oh, there it is.
Love it.
I know. Look at your cotton candy, like your fluff balls. I love
Mm.
the way you were actually able to blend it in really nicely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really love the branches. Like I love the one down there, the one that takes a little turn. I love
Oh,
that guy.
yeah. So I was
So
kind of
cute.
like, I started drawing them. I'm like, oh, I need to connect those ones. I forgot about those ones.
Yeah. Oh, and that purple that you have too. It's a really pretty lilac.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love it.
That was fun.
Thank you,
Oh,
Susie.
thank you. That was fun.
Woohoo. These are so good, guys. Marianne, I see you. Spotlight it. There you go. Lovely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I
There.
know. Look at that.
Good.
So pretty. I'm really loving the branches too.
Thanks.
I mean, everything about it is so nice, but those branches, they're so delicate. How were you able to do that?
I use
Yeah.
the teeniest little brush
Yeah, the
because I
tiniest
can't
brush.
use a big brush. Every time I use a
Yeah,
big one, it gets away from me. So little tiny one.
perfect. Well, that worked out really nicely for you.
Well, thank you. This was
Love
fun.
it.
A lot of
Thank you,
Again,
Marianne.
I learned a lot. It was great. Thanks, Anna.
Woohoo. Thanks,
Well,
guys.
good night, all.
Good
Good
night.
night.
night. Oh, before I forget, let me just put this up here. This is next week's class.
Oh
Upside
my
down.
gosh, I love it.
Woohoo.
Oh, wait, let
Let me
me.
just
Oh,
spotlight it
there
real
you
quick. Yeah,
Wow, I'm gonna
that's
take.
that. I keep thinking next
go.
one.
Yeah.
It's so June what one, two, three. June 18th. So June 18th, that's going to be our painting, and we're going to use different kinds of textures. So if you've been to a recent MS like Monday night class, we used a bunch of different things to put different types of texture in the background. But this time we're going to create flowers on top of that texture.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's next month. Let's.
Good night. I'm cutting off. So
Ah, night,
Good night.
Susie. Good
bye.
seeing you.
Good
You
night,
too.
Susie.
Bye. Good night.
Who else wants to share? Let's
My
do
night's just beginning.
it. Oh, Karen, I see you, Karen. Other Karen. There's two Karens today.
I'm always the other Karen,
Oh,
so I don't mind.
there we go. Oh, but it's kind of
Can you
blurry.
get rid of yours so we can see hers?
Yeah. Yeah, let me get rid of mine.
Although it's blurry.
I know it's blurry. Is there any way you can unblur it? Because like we'll get like little glimpses of it. But if it's hard to unblur it, that's okay.
Or pull back, put it like over your face and pull back,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe pull
as if
back.
we were.
Oh, there it
There it
is.
is.
There it is. Oh, lovely.
Wow.
Oh, wow,
It's
that's really
it's so
cool.
full. Like I feel like you're like this is your plant after like a week of rain. It just like blooms so nicely. I love it, Karen. I don't know if you're speaking at all, but oh, love it. Thank you so much for sharing. And I'm glad everything's okay. Seriously. Yeah, that's scary. Love it. Thank you.
I
Who
can
is
share.
next? Yes, Brandy, let's do it. Lovely.
I didn't.
Oh,
Ah,
look at that.
Um,
I'm
bad lighting, but
I
what's
love
wrong?
it
There we
though.
go.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can see it. We can see it.
my
Look at
light is really
that.
weird. My face looks weird. What's wrong with this?
oh, actually, I was noticing
I
how
don't,
you really look. You really look great. I mean, I don't know. You look very peaceful, very
You're
relaxed,
glowing.
very.
oh, me. I thought we were talking about my. Are we talking about
The
me or my
paint.
painting?
We were talking about it. No, but you said, "Oh, look, that looks weird." But I thought you would thought you looked weird,
I did. Yeah, I
and
feel
so
like I look
I'm
weird.
just saying
Here.
I don't accept that because I noticed that you looked really amazing, and I go, "What is she talking about? She looks amazing."
Well,
Your
thanks.
painting is beautiful too, because I love like the fact that the top portion there, it almost looks like there's clouds, almost at the very
You
top
know,
at your like your
yeah,
lightest.
I didn't do so much of the go backwards. I think that's what happened.
Oh,
So
well,
I
it
was just
works
going
very well for
forward.
you.
It
It
looks
looks
great
very
with the
well.
painting behind you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it
yes.
almost it matches. It
Well,
almost
thank you so
matches.
much. It's been great to be here again. Remind me again, when are the other ones on Monday? Because I can't find,
Oh yeah, yeah. So okay, so
because it's like a weird schedule
every
now, right?
it is a weird schedule, yeah. It's every other Monday. So for those of you guys who don't know, I teach every other Monday for the MS Foundation for people who have MS. So those are every other Monday. So, but this one's a little bit weird because it's like the next one that we were supposed to have it on is actually Memorial Day, but we're not going to be having class on Memorial Day. So the next one is going to be, I believe, June 1st. Yeah, June 1st.
So we
Um,
go to msfoundation.org to
yeah,
sign up.
yeah, let me take a look. Let me find the website for you.
But the peanut gallery here is saying, really try to get those projects up early because we
Yeah, I
don't,
know.
we don't see them, we don't remember. Wait, what was? Wait, was it? I didn't see anything. Oh, is it there? It's not there. And they have to load it too, and then we just give up
Mm-hmm.
because like we got MS. Come on,
MS
come
Foundation. Don't
on.
worry, I'm working on that. Okay, hold on. Let me find. Okay, so I always go to the MS Folk. It's actually called MS Focus, but they go by two names. It's kind of weird.
And then when you Google, it always gives you all the others. You got to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, is it MS
right.
Foundation? But I think it is MS Focus. It's confusing. Anyway,
It is
the F
confusing.
word, the
Yeah,
two F words instead of MS
there it
Society,
is.
MS. It's the MS F word.
Okay.
So there it is.
Okay.
And I always go to the events page. So the next one will be June 1st.
Okay.
Can you
And that
put the
one,
URL in chat?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's the general URL, but I did give them the next event, but they don't have it on the show. I mean, on the
Yeah, I don't.
page.
But we could smoke weed, I see.
Yeah, I could see that too. Cannabis for MS.
Oh,
That's
oh
the
well, you
first
know
thing
what
I
they
saw.
do? They have Dr. Thrower. He does recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Cannabinoid. What do they call it? I'm in California.
Cannabinoids.
I should know, but
Yeah,
what cannibal?
Cannabinoids. Yeah.
cannabinoids. Yeah.
Cannabinoid.
Yeah, well, I did turn in the project. This is the project for that June 1st class. So
Ooh,
MS
okay.
Foundation, another acrylic painting.
Okay.
So even if you don't have MS, like you guys are welcome to join me. I'm not gonna tell. I'm not gonna ask
I didn't
you.
hear her say that.
I'm not gonna ask. As long as you're good, you understand we all have these problems.
Well,
Okay.
what if we don't want to have MS? Is there a group for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's the
You're
group
Right?
too.
not completely done,
It's a dual
Hannah,
purpose
but
group.
Right.
Andrea, I see you.
Oh
Beautiful.
yeah.
Man, you say you're not completely done. What else do you need to do? Because that looks pretty done to me.
I haven't
That's
gotten
so
to the blue
pretty.
part.
It's
Oh, on the
scary.
bottom. Yeah. It is kind of scary, but I'm loving what I see. I love the way that you organize your branch cover-ups. Just the
Hmm.
way like the way it looks like it's wrapping around it really nicely. That's what I love about yours.
That's
Hmm,
been the
yeah.
last thing I've been working on.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why I'm
I
so late saying I'll show it because I've been working on getting all those done while y'all were talking.
well, it looks really good. I can see the effort.
Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Andrea. Love it. Who
Y'all have a
else?
wonderful night.
Yes, you
Yes, you too.
too. Anyone
Brandy, you
else?
can still come to the other. It's just what is it? Like we work on our own
Hmm.
projects, but
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then it does sometimes become, for people who don't want their MS. But I was thinking, how's that going to work? But it actually works because people come and they share, and then Marcy's usually there, and she's really good.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah,
She
she's good.
guided me. Like
Yeah, she's good at.
she's always I'm not a Hannah. But when Hannah's not there, she's in there guiding me. Like she's okay. Now
It
add
sounds like
this.
she
Now
takes
add that.
charge.
What?
It sounds like she takes charge
She
when I'm
takes
not
care.
Sounds about
It's
there.
right.
true. Because as soon as I come a little late, she goes, "Well, I started to show so and so what I'm doing," and I'm so glad
I
because
love
I
that.
can't like I need the direction.
Mm,
So
yeah,
but so different people come and then you can talk about your lack of sleep. You can talk about
yeah,
but it is about the art and MS. It really is
yeah.
both, and it's just a little more relaxed.
Is that also on the focus signups sheets or pages?
You know
Is
what?
it?
If you
I
write
don't
to
know that.
Bavia,
Ah,
if you
okay.
write to
Yeah.
Bavia, because she'll say, "Well, I sent it out to everybody," and it's like,
Well,
"Oh
here,
yeah," and we
I
all
actually
have
have that.
amazing executive function, and we just pop it in. No, I did. I popped it in my calendar.
Don't worry. I have it. I can look for it for you, Brandy.
Okay.
I just popped it in my calendar every other. I think that's how she did it, and it's like go to your
Well,
Google Calendar or your iPhone calendar, and
that's
it
what I
pops it
did
in.
last time I was here, but apparently I'm off because now I had June 1st as the open art, but I guess it's the real art. So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I gotta
I'm
look at my calendar
I
just
had to
to.
make some changes.
yeah.
Where did it go? Okay.
It's actually working out. Like for me, because I'm so slow, that it's actually working out because it's like, oh, I have time to finish some of my
Finish.
projects that I didn't have before, and then I'm not under all that pressure. Oh, I gotta make another painting. I'm not ready. And then the thing is, yeah, because I do have it in. I have it in there. I have it. It populated it because there's no way it would be in my calendar.
Okay, I found it. Open. Okay, let me copy it. Took me a minute because my computer is slow. Oh, Marta, thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you,
joining
Hannah.
us.
Nice work, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for
Bye.
joining us.
Yeah, look forward to next month.
Um, if you want to join the open art forum, I have it in it's in there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's always going to be the same link. So go ahead and save that one.
Oh,
You
oh,
know, I
okay,
mean,
great.
it's nice to say that, but are you going to remember? It's always going to be the same, like, like, well, I just told you, so now you remember. It's like, no, I don't remember. You just, are you still recording?
I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Sorry. I had to walk away because my earpiece jumped out of my ear. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.
Because I have a color query question. I don't want to